Homeschooling surged during the pandemic as schools reopened. Many parents continue to educate their children. The coronavirus pandemic US heard in what may be the most rapid rise in homeschooling the US has ever seen. 2 years later, even after schools reopen and vaccines become widely available, many parents have chosen to continue directing their children's education themselves. Homeschooling numbers this year dipped from last year's all time high but are still significantly above pre pandemic levels, according to data obtained and analyzed by the Associated Press. Families that may have turned to homeschooling as an alternative to hastily assembled remote learning plans have stuck with it. Reasons include health concerns, disagreement with school policies, and a desire to keep what has worked for their children. In 18 states that share data through the current school year, the number of homeschooling students increased by 63% in the 2020 and 2021 school years and fell by only 17% in the 2021 and 2022 school year. Around 3% of US students were homeschooled before the pandemic induced surge, according to the US Census Bureau. The rising numbers have cut into public school enrollment in ways that affect future funding and renewed debates over how closely homeschooling should be regulated. What remains unknown is whether this year's small decrease signals a step toward pre-pandemic levels or a sign that homeschooling is becoming more mainstream. Linda Misicredi, a stubborn Buffalo mother of two, says her children are never going back to traditional school. Unimpressed with the lessons offered remotely when schools abruptly closed their doors in spring 2020, she began homeschooling her then 5th and 7th grade children that fall. Garrity, who had been working as a teacher's aide, said she knew she could do better herself. She said her children have thrived with lessons tailored to their interests, learning styles, and schedules. There's no more homework till the wee hours of the morning, no more tears because we couldn't get things done. Once a relatively rare practice chosen most often for reasons related to instructions on religion, homeschooling grew rapidly in popularity following the turn of the century before lived off to around 3.3% or about 2 million students in the year before the pandemic, according to the census surveys have indicated factors including dissatisfaction with neighborhood schools, concerns about school environment, and the appeal of customizing an education.